Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
On November 6, 2024, Donald Trump became the 47th President of the United States.
Nobody deserves this more than him, and nobody deserves this more than his family does. This is what happens when the machine comes after you.
New York Judge Juan Merchan postponing this decision on whether to undo President-elect Donald Trump's conviction in the hush money case.
The most resilient, hard-working man I've ever met in my life. His family are incredible people. This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this. They deserve it as a family.
November 7th, 2024, conspiracy theories have already started emerging about Trump's presidential cabinet.
Said he believes that women should not be in combat positions.
He could really reshape the federal judiciary and stock it with loyalists.
This also comes, Diane, as we see Donald Trump install critical loyalists who are hardliners on immigration in key positions.
This time around, Mr. Trump's likely to lean on loyalists.
As the days dragged on, speculation spiraled into a frenzy. Who would Trump choose to fill his inner circle?
The Trump Organization and his adult children. Has Ivanka Trump flipped?
Ivanka Trump.
Ivanka Trump. Ivanka Trump.
Eric, Don Jr., and Ivanka Trump.
Then, finally, on November 13th, Trump revealed his vision for America, and with it, the visionary new agency, DOGE. With Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy leading the charge, this initiative promised to reshape America's economic future. Before we dive into the lineup of key figures Trump appointed, we'd like to ask for your support. We've faced much scrutiny from YouTube, and being kicked off the monetization program has definitely made things tough. That's why we created a Telegram channel, so you can always find us if YouTube ever decides to remove us completely. If you enjoy videos like this, you might want to subscribe to our channel because new documentaries are coming out soon. Now, where were we? DOGE, right. What is this new agency all about?
He's talking about $2 billion in cuts. Is that a realistic number? That's a big number.
Yeah, $2 billion isn't a big number, but $2 trillion is, Sean, and that's what we're looking at here. Look,
$2 trillion. I stand corrected.
No, I want to be very clear about the scale. I want to be very clear about the scale that we're thinking here. We're not thinking small. We're playing big here.
Not only did we win North Carolina, now America is back, and we are ready for business. And I will tell you, it is a special time.
How are you going to be involved?
Well, I've said I'd be happy to help improve the, government efficiency, obviously, Department of Government Efficiency.
Be saving a lot of money and making our country stronger and better, and they'll be coming out with individual reports, but a big one toward the end.
And that is President-elect Trump on Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy leading the newly created Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, to identify and cut wasteful spending of taxpayer money within the federal government.
Posting all actions of the Department of Government Efficiency will be posted online for maximum transparency.
We're just getting started, and the thing I remember about last week is when Donald Trump was in this room, everybody else was celebrating. He was stone cold ready for the next step, because last Tuesday was not the destination, it was the start line for the revival of this country.
The department's key goals will include cost reduction targeting $2 trillion in savings by consolidating programs and agencies. Essentially, downsizing the government by ripping off non-essential roles to foster a more efficient bureaucracy. At the same time, they aim to increase productivity by utilizing advanced technologies and using private sector strategies. Finally, they plan to enhance accountability within the government by implementing stricter oversight of federal spending and resource allocation. And this is what Elon had to say about DOGE's creation.
We need to let the builders of America build.
Amen.
Yeah.
So you're not going to the gulag, it turns out.
Well, not immediately. I mean, maybe in 5 years, I don't know.
Congratulations, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Exciting times.
The next nomination made the mainstream media go crazy.
Today,
I'm honored to officially welcome another true American patriot, a 17-year veteran, a 4-term Democrat congresswoman, very, very popular, who's a lieutenant colonel. That's not bad. Lieutenant colonel. Not bad. She's a special person. She's got great common sense, great spirit. She loves our country, and she loves the people in this room. Tulsi Gabbard.
Aloha. Specifically because of the leadership that President Trump has brought to transform the Republican Party and bring it back to the party of the people and the party of peace, that I'm proud to stand here with you today, President Trump, and announce that I'm joining the Republican Party.
And this is how it all began. After this astonishing announcement during Trump's presidential campaign, Trump knew he had an ally at his side. As a serial businessman, he wasted no time announcing Tulsi as a nominee for the Director of National Intelligence.
And a woman who was a Democrat, last week she said, I want to be a Republican because this is what I stand for. And I've always admired her, and I've admired her because she was loaded up with common sense. And it's all about common sense. I mean, we're conservative in this room, but what we really are is people with common sense. And I think that's why we won with the numbers that we won by. Tulsi Gabbard. Thank you, Tulsi. Great common sense.
As a Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard will oversee the U.S. intelligence community, which consists of 18 agencies, including the CIA, NSA, and FBI intelligence branches. This is what Tulsi had to say about her nomination to become the next Director of Intelligence.
Here now, newly nominated Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. Take us into the room or the airplane when this was offered to you.
Talked a little bit about the work that needs to be done, and I was grateful and honored to accept President Trump's offer to serve our country and support his objective to defend the safety, security, and freedom of the American people as the Director of National Intelligence.
With Tulsi Gabbard set to take on national intelligence, Trump's vision for a restructured America becomes clearer. Her role is just one piece of a larger puzzle. Next, we dive into the figures poised to shape policies and the very future of America's borders and economy. One of the most talked about nominations was the one for the Attorney General. In a tweet, the elected president nominated Congressman Matt Gaetz to, quote, end the weaponized government.
Bombshell details about testimony against former Congressman Matt Gaetz, President-elect Trump's choice to become Attorney General.
A lawyer says his 2 clients told the House Ethics Committee that Gaetz paid women repeatedly for sex. He also says one of those women witnessed Gaetz having sex with a minor.
Venmo receipts for payments that they were then asked, what was this one for? What was this one for? And they'd say, well, that was for sex. All sorts of text exchanges between then Congressman Gaetz and his clients.
This is the breaking news right here. Matt Gaetz has withdrawn his nomination for Attorney General. His House seat is now vacant. And
Matt Gaetz, the congressman from the state of Florida, as we reported throughout the day, said he would no longer run for the Attorney General nomination. And within moments, the president-elect Donald Trump saying Pam Bondi
to be his U.S. Attorney General.
But who is Pamela Bondi, and what does this mean for America? Pamela Jo Bondi is a lawyer and a politician who served as a homicide prosecutor for 18 years. She was the first woman ever elected as Attorney General in Florida.
Well, I was a prosecutor. I was a homicide prosecutor for 18 years. I was Florida's first female Attorney General, and I was in that White House, and we all know he surrounded himself with a lot of brilliant women. How many women here tonight support Donald Trump? That was the greatest gift Mark Cuban could give Donald Trump, I think, by saying something so ignorant and stupid.
You never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just that simple.
So I have a message for Mark Cuban. Underestimate us. This is going to be fun.
President-elect Trump has named Pam Bondi as his new pick to be Attorney General. Bondi served as Florida's first female AG and was a member of the Opioid and Drug Abuse Commission during Trump's first term. In a Truth Social post, Trump wrote, quote, Pam will refocus the DOJ to its intended purpose of fighting crime and making America safe again.
While Pam Bondi will play a pivotal role in shaping Trump's legal agenda, there is one issue that perhaps is bigger than any other: immigration. Trump's campaign was built on promises to secure the border. But how does his hand-picked cabinet aim to deliver on that vision? There are three key positions that will heavily influence immigration. First, there is the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. Then there is the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, and in Trump's words, the border czar, Tom Homan.
Tom Homan, great patriot. He is the incoming real border czar. Donald Trump wanted a real border czar, and he's going to have a great border czar. There's some yammering out there that we can't use the military to bring criminals and others to justice, and that is to deport them.
Well, I think the media is wrong on just about everything they print. What's happening to our southern border is the biggest national security vulnerability this country's seen since 9/11. We have a lot of dangerous people in this country. We need to find and remove them because they directly pose the biggest national security threat to this country right now.
Homan was the director of ICE during Trump's first term, and he will now be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens. Kristi Noem will also aid as the Homeland Security Secretary. She will oversee ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Border Patrol, and the U.S. Secret Service. Another key figure for immigration will be Stephen Miller, an immigration hardliner who has been a senior advisor in Trump's first administration. Miller will probably be working inside the White House as Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. During Trump's presidential campaign, he has been a strong advocate for mass deportations. Another key figure in Trump's cabinet will be John Ratcliffe, potentially the next CIA director. Ratcliffe is a former U.S. House member from Texas and a director of national intelligence during the first Trump administration. If confirmed, Ratcliffe will hold the highest intelligence position in the U.S. Another important figure in the intelligence branch is Pete Hegseth. Pete is going to be the next defense secretary, and while his main focus will be on military defense, he will have oversight of the Defense Intelligence Agency and military intelligence units. While loved by many, Pete has been heavily scrutinized by the media lately.
We have new details this morning involving the sexual assault allegation against Pete Hegseth and a woman inside a hotel room during a 2017 Republican women's event in Monterey, California. He says the encounter was consensual. Hegseth has denied any wrongdoing, and his attorney has previously said that Hegseth was not charged with the crime. The attorney also said that Pete Hegseth agreed to pay a confidential financial settlement out of concern the allegation could lead to his firing from Fox News.
If he becomes the next defense secretary, he will manage the Pentagon and direct military operations globally. Regarding national security, Trump has put Congressman Mike Waltz as top advisor. Waltz is a combat-decorated Green Beret and former White House and Pentagon policy advisor. He will be working next to the president from inside the White House. Now, about the economy. The top position will be held by Scott Bessent as Secretary of Treasury. He founded a hedge fund called Key Square Capital Management after having worked for Soros Fund Management since 1991.
And we have President Trump's pick for Treasury Secretary.
In an interview with Bloomberg, Scott Bessent said, quote, "This election cycle is the last chance for the U.S. to grow our way out of this mountain of debt without becoming a sort of European-style socialist democracy."
Scott Bessent came out obviously on top. He's the CEO of Key Square Capital Management at the moment. He's going to have to set that aside as he takes this role as the Treasury Secretary.
Another important figure in rebuilding America's economy is Howard Lutnick. Nominated for Secretary of Commerce, Lutnick would play a key role in carrying out Trump's plans to raise and enforce tariffs. Lutnick is the chairman and CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, an American financial services firm that was founded in 1945 by Bernard Gerald Cantor and John Fitzgerald.
When you talk to the president, former president, about tariffs,
I think we should put tariffs on stuff we make and not put tariffs on stuff we don't make. It's pretty simple. So do you think if we said, we're going to tariff you the way you tariff us, do you think they're going to allow Mercedes and all these Japanese companies and Porsches and BMWs to all of a sudden have 100% tariffs in America? Of course not. They're going to come and negotiate. Tariffs are an amazing tool by the president to use.
Regarding the energy sector, Donald Trump nominated oil and gas industry executive Chris Wright. Chris is CEO and founder of Liberty Energy, which serves companies extracting oil and gas from shale fields in a process known as fracking. He is expected to fulfill the president-elect's promise to increase fossil fuel production, an aim summed by the campaign slogan, "Drill, baby, drill." Trump wrote in a statement, quote, "As Secretary of Energy, Chris will be a key leader, driving innovation, cutting red tape, and ushering in a new golden age of American prosperity and global peace."
I will end Kamala's war on American energy, and we will drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill.
So this is the full presidential cabinet of Donald Trump, meticulously designed to shape the future of Trump's America. Some names have been happily endorsed while others have been heavily criticized. The only nomination that withdrew, however, was Matt Gaetz. We didn't mention every nomination, but you are getting a bonus for watching until the end. The one name you probably expected to see is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He will be the next secretary in the Department of Health and Human Services, and it's one of the most talked about nominations. Because we are making a longer documentary on Kennedy's overall run in 2024, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss it. These are the last names of the cabinet. Education Secretary Linda McMahon, Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins, Environmental Protection Administrator Lee Zeldin, Interior Secretary Doug Burgum, Labor Secretary Lori Chavez-DeRemer, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, Housing and Urban Development Scott Turner. Thanks a lot for watching.